The Galactic Council's emergency session had been called for the third time in as many cycles, and Ambassador Velkthor of the Xanathi Collective was rapidly losing what remained of his composure. The holographic displays surrounding the circular chamber showed the same impossible footage on repeat. 5 humans, standing before what appeared to be a dying star, each holding cylindrical containers of fermented grain liquid. "Rewind it again," demanded High Arbiter Quelix, her crystalline form refracting the pale blue light of the chamber into thousands of anxious shards. The footage played once more. The 5 humans, identified as Dr. Sarah Chen, Commander James Rodriguez, Engineer Yuki Tanaka, Physicist Dr. Amara Okonkwo, and the worryingly enthusiastic technician known only as Rusty, stood on the observation deck of their impossibly over-engineered vessel, the Probably Fine. The name alone should have been a warning. "Hold my beer," said Dr. Chen, handing her beverage to a mechanical arm. "Hold my beer," echoed Rodriguez, doing the same. One by one, all 5 humans repeated the phrase, their containers carefully secured by automated systems that had clearly been installed specifically for this purpose. That's when Velkthor knew the galaxy was in trouble. The Xanathi had been studying humans for 17 solar cycles, ever since humanity had bypassed 3,000 years of conventional spacefaring development by simply trying something crazy with their first warp drive prototype. The test pilot's last recorded words before successful faster-than-light travel had been, "What's the worst that could happen?" The answer, it turned out, was absolutely nothing, and now humans can cross the galaxy. But this was different. This was coordinated recklessness. "What are they doing?" Quelix asked, though the defensive satellites around her homeworld were already powering up. Velkthor's translator struggled with the technical jargon in the human transmission, but the essence was clear enough. The humans intended to turn it off and turn it back on again with a collapsing star. Not save it, not study it, reboot it, like some sort of cosmic appliance. The Xanathi had sophisticated models predicting stellar death. The star in question, designated KX-7742, would go supernova within 3 cycles, destroying 6 inhabited systems and rendering 17 more uninhabitable. Evacuation efforts were underway. Trillions of beings were being relocated. It was a tragedy, yes, but it was survivable. The humans had other ideas. "The problem," Dr. Okonkwo explained to the camera with the kind of enthusiasm usually reserved for discussing pleasant weather, "is that the star's magnetic field has collapsed. So we're going to give it a jump start." With what power source? Velkthor had transmitted immediately, his concern overriding diplomatic protocol. "Oh, we're going to detonate approximately 6,000 antimatter warheads in a precisely calculated sequence around the star's equator, while simultaneously firing every tachyon beam we've got into its core. Should create enough of a magnetic kick to restabilize the fusion process." Should. They said should. The other species on the council erupted into cascades of objection. Chemical signals, telepathic bursts, and in the case of the methane-breathing Korthax, what could only be described as aggressive flatulence. This was madness. This was impossible. This violated approximately 473 laws of physics. It violates known laws Chen had corrected when Velkthor pointed this out. "We're pretty sure there are some unknown laws that make this work. Pretty sure the humans activated their equipment." The Probably Fine split into 5 smaller vessels, each piloted by one of the beer-abandoning maniacs, each carrying enough destructive potential to crack a planet. They arranged themselves around KX-7742 in a pentagonal formation that somehow factored in quantum entanglement, spatial harmonics, and what the humans called eyeballing it, firing in 3, 2, 1. The antimatter warheads detonated in a sequence so precise that it appeared almost beautiful. The star's surface rippled like water struck by a stone, except the stone was the equivalent of several million fusion bombs, and the water was superheated plasma. The tachyon beams lanced inward, carrying with them energy that technically didn't exist yet according to causality. For exactly 4.7 seconds, KX-7742 appeared to freeze. Every sensor in the galaxy watching it registered the same impossible data. The star had stopped in time. Then it roared back to life. The magnetic field snapped back into place with such force that it sent out a pulse of energy that would be detected on the other side of the galaxy. But KX-7742 was stable. More than stable. It was burning with renewed vigor. its fusion process optimized in ways that shouldn't have been possible. The humans had somehow accidentally made it 15% more efficient. Did it work? Rusty's voice came through the transmission. According to these readings, we just added about 2 billion years to its lifespan, Yuki responded, his tone suggesting mild surprise. Huh, cool. The Galactic Council sat in stunned silence. The evacuation had been canceled. 6 civilizations remained intact. 17 systems were safe. And somewhere in the cosmic background, every species with the ability to detect it could sense the universe itself letting out a long, exhausted sigh. High Arbiter Quelix was the first to speak. We need to establish new protocols. Velkthor nodded slowly, already drafting the legislation in his mind. Regulation 7743H. No human vessel may carry more than 3 humans who have demonstrated hold my beer tendencies. Groups of 5 or more require council supervision. Make it 2, suggested the Korthax representative, and add that any human saying hold my beer near critical infrastructure triggers an automatic evacuation of the sector. The measure passed unanimously. On the probably fine, the 5 humans retrieved their beverages from the mechanical arms and toasted their success. They didn't know it yet, but they'd just saved trillions of lives, advanced stellar physics by 3 centuries, and given the galaxy's emergency response teams a new category of disaster: human ingenuity event. So, said Rusty, already pulling up star charts, there's this black hole that's been acting weird. 4 voices responded in horrified unison. Hold my beer. Somewhere. Velkthor felt a disturbance in the force, or whatever the Xanathi equivalent was, and began drafting an even more stringent set of regulations. He had a feeling he was going to need them.